because a lot of bullyings happened, but I really fought back. They didn't. I didn't let them to put me down.
Really?
I really fought back. Yeah, really. Every time.
You're a strong
Yeah,
woman.
yeah. Every time they say, you're under. So what? I told them, so what? You're just jealous because, well, I'm a foreigner. Every time I always told them that. So what? I don't care if I'm black. Someday when I'm already in the U.S., I'll just ask, who you? Yeah, and even my kids, I taught them that you don't have to let other people put you down.
Sometimes people's paths are meant to meet at the right time. We've come back to help the Amerasians of Olongapo, and this is Sarah Jane Green's story.
You cannot get a Filipino passport?
Yeah, I applied for a passport way back 6 years ago because I'm applying for DH, and then the Department of Foreign Affairs said that, well, I cannot get a Philippine passport because I'm an undocumented American, as they stated. So they pushed me back with my papers, but I'm insisting that I'm a Filipino citizen. But no, you're an American. Why is it that you're applying for passport, for Filipino passport, and why is it that you're going to apply for DH? Because that post is not for Americans, it's for Filipinos only. Fair like this.
Okay, so just a bit of background story. Your father is
a Navy, was assigned in here way back 1970s, I guess.
Right.
And then
how old are you, ma'am? Now, how old are you now?
I'm 51.
51.
Yeah.
And your father, you were born in Olongapo.
Yeah, here.
Did your father sign the birth certificate?
No, because my mother is actually pregnant, and I was giving birth to me when he was sent home.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, am I right in saying that they won't give you a Filipino passport because there's an American name on the...
Yeah.
That's the only reason. There's a name.
Because,
where is the name?
Because her mother and her father is married here in the Philippines. They have a marriage contract.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they were married.
Yes.
Yeah. And this and in my birth certificate.
But they
my
were married
father's
in the
name.
Philippines.
Yes.
And you were born in the Philippines.
Yeah.
It's a shame because her mom is a Filipino. Once you're born in the Philippines, you're automatically
So it doesn't matter
Filipino.
that the mother is a Filipina or Filipino.
Yes.
One parent is a Filipino, and you were born on Filipino soil. You were born on the Filipino land, the
And
Republic of the Filipinas.
Yeah. But they are stating that, well, in the 1937 Constitution, as they say, I don't know.
One of the rules back in the day.
That if you're born in the Philippines, and well, if you're one of your parents is an American citizen, automatic that citizenship
Automatically,
is carried by
they
you.
think you're an American.
Yeah, and I really, every time I'm signing papers, documents, or what, I'm stating I'm a Filipino citizen because that's how I understand it.
Correct.
Yeah.
What documentation do you have in the Philippines that I guess the Philippines give you? Do you have a TIN number, or do you have postal ID? Can you prove to me you're a Filipino?
I have this national ID of mine.
You have national ID?
Yeah, and this tin ID of mine that I got way back.
So you've got, this is the new national ID card?
Yeah, the new national ID, because they cannot give me the hard copy, but the soft copy, they say that it's already valid.
So this is a Philippine identification. I can't get one of these because I'm a foreigner. They're saying you're a foreigner, but you're not a foreigner because you've got a national ID.
Yeah.
But they won't give you a Filipino passport.
That's confusing.
Guys, it's more confusing in the Philippines.
Yeah, and even this, I have tin ID, I have postal ID, I get it, but I left it at
So
home.
this is a postal ID.
Yeah. No, BAR ID.
Wow.
Tin ID.
So this is a Bureau of Internal Revenue, so you're a good lady and you're paying your Filipino taxes.
But it's actually an indigent one.
Yeah.
And,
That's crazy.
that's why it's so confusing.
And you must be so angry.
Yeah, I really argued that woman. Why is it that you're saying that I'm an undocumented American? I have here It's stated here that I was born here with a Filipina mom. So I've stayed here.
You've
I've
never
lived-
left the country?
No.
You've never left
No,
Philippines?
no, not even once.
No, she can't because she cannot get the Filipino
I cannot.
passport.
That's why it's so confusing. So where am I? Where do I belong? Because either way, I don't have any identity. That I am an American. I'm a Filipino.
You're in limbo. You're in no man's land.
That's why every time, and then I saw that vlog of yours, that video. Oh, my hopes are. I have my hopes rises up again. That well, even if just my aunt or a cousin, I don't hope for my dad to be alive right now because well, a lot of stories says that well. He's already dead, like this, because
Yeah.
I'm always posting on social media for the hope that, well, he can see me. And says that, oh, that's my daughter. Because, yeah, and when I saw that Robinson's reunited, I told myself, hopefully one day. Yeah, I am not losing
Can
hope.
you introduce yourself and then your father's name and why you are looking for him?
Okay. I'm Sarah Jane Green, and my father is Larry James Green, and I'm looking for him just to what do you call this? I just wanted to find my true identity for who I really am, and well, I want closure, and then I want to find that missing link, missing piece of myself, because as if I'm nobody. Being without a father for 51 years is so hard.
It's always painful on the Leah and Blair Slog to come across anyone that grew up without their father. You can always feel their pain. Every daughter needs their father.
Because every time I saw father and daughter coming together, reuniting, it helps me hope for something. That well, someday, might be he's still alive, that he cannot remember things, or maybe I have relatives in there. That's why I am not losing hope. And this couple, the Leah and Blair Slog, is actually, maybe they're God's instrument, and they're a blessing to find my way back home to where I really belong.
Sarah, can you tell us what you know about your father, the background, how he met your mother?
Well, as the story goes, they met here in Olongapo because my father is a Navy. And then they got married, and then my father's actually sent back home because he AWOL'd for 3 times, which is actually a criminal offense.
AWOL means absent without leave.
Yeah, and every time I cannot state when and how he commits that thing, but as my relatives told me that well, he commits AWOL for 3 times, and then he was sent back home, and then after that he was imprisoned in there, and then after a while he wanted to go back to the Philippines because he has heard the story that well, I was already born and he wanted to be with me, but circumstances doesn't permit him to be here. So he joined criminal guys, I guess, and well, that's the story, but I am not really sure if that's the real thing that happened.
Was he communicating with your mother when he went back to America?
No, they doesn't have any communication.
So when he
after that.
left,
He left and he was imprisoned in there.
How do you know he was in prison?
Because my relatives and my grandmothers, the aunts of my mother told me that.
Maybe they just told you that
Yeah,
to make
maybe.
you feel like, to kind of put the story to bed.
Yeah, but that's what confuses me, because even a single picture of my dad I don't have, only this one. And
Is your
luckily I
mother-
kept it.
Is your mother still alive?
Yeah, she's still alive, but she had another family, and that family doesn't know about me.
Were you adopted or were you brought up by your mother?
I grew up with my grandmothers in the province, and because my mother that time, after 4 years of being separated to my dad, she remarried again.
Right.
And then they went to the US and have their families there.
Your mother went to the US?
Yeah, together with her new husband. And
A foreigner, an American.
And that guy doesn't really like me that time.
Really?
He really showed it,
Why didn't you go with your mother?
because my stepdad doesn't want me. He doesn't want me. That's the true story. He doesn't want me because I'm black, and racial discrimination that time really exists.
He was a white man.
Yeah, and he doesn't like me. That's the true story. Even I don't care if some of the people I know saw it, but it's the real story, because at 4 years old, I remember the time that I was eating bare hand, with my bare hand. Excuse me. He spanked me, actually. He spanked me.
Because you're reading with your hands.
Yeah, because I grew up like that.
Which is
in the
part
province.
of how the culture in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Sarah suffered bullying growing up.
Anything when you were growing up?
Yeah, because a lot of bullyings happened, but I really fought back. They didn't. I didn't let them to put me down.
Really?
I really fought back. Yeah, really. Every
Strong.
time.
You're a strong
yeah,
woman.
Yeah. Every time they say, you're. I told them, so what? You're just jealous because, well, I'm a foreigner. Every time I always told them that. So what? I don't care if I'm black. Someday when I'm already in the US, I'll just ask, who you? And even my kids, I taught them that you don't have to let other people put you down, because we're all the same. Skin colors, race doesn't affect who you really are. It's how maybe it's what my father maybe like, because they say that, well, my character is actually a lot of is from my father.
Did you? Sorry. Go on.
My profile, the way I talk, the way I fought back.
Maybe must be the DNA from your father. No?
Yeah, it's about the genes, I guess.
What would you like to say to your father?
To my father, Larry James Green. I am Sarah Jane Green. I'm your daughter here in the Philippines. I'm longing for you. I'm searching for you for so long, decades, and I really don't know where to start. If someone's listening, if someone's watching this video, all I wanted to do is to find the missing link of my life. That's my dad, Larry James Green. If you're still alive and you happen to see this video, this is me already. This is your long lost daughter.
The Leah and Blair Slog are reaching out to anyone that can help us find Larry James Green.